Hello, Adofo. Yetiachi Amunyana. We are greeting you wherever you are. Depending on your geographical location, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yetiachi Amunyana. We're greeting all of you. I'm here to give you briefly some short natural message, a message of nature. You see, to be honest with you, our life is based on principles. Our life is based on principles. Now, if you ignore the principles of life, then I'm sorry, you don't blame anybody, you blame yourself. The principles of life says that whoever finds a fertile land, place a seed in it and water it, the seed is gonna germinate. That is principles of life. Plant the seed in the fertile land, water it, and the seed is gonna germinate. That is what life is about. Life is about message. Life is about understanding what life is. Now, life and living is about education. Life and living is about knowledge. Life and living is about wisdom. That is what life is about. Brethren, I'm here today to share with you some realities of life. It's some interesting point that we want to share with you. The life we are living on this universe, the planet Earth, contains two entities, two major entities. The two major entities are energy and the physical body. Energy and the physical body, or if you want, call it spirit or the soul and the physical body. Mind you, the only place that you can live with physical body is right here on the planet Earth. Apart from the planet Earth, any other planet or any other realm that you're going to live, you don't want to get a form. No physical form. You don't have a physical form anywhere. It's only here. That is why the issue of duality is what is happening on this earth. Duality. It is about one thing and the other. That is duality. One thing and the other. Because the planet here allows two different entities. Spirit and body. Or energy and body. This is the idea of duality. The little message I have for you is this. Because the planet Earth contains life with physical body, what we call mind is given to human being. The reason why the mind is given to you is because of your physical body. That is why mostly in Akan we say Sajena nye juma hunam ne bebre. Yes. Sajena nye juma hunam no bebre. Because of the physical body, we are given mind. So that we will use the mind to regulate our physical body. When you don't use your mind to regulate your physical body, I'm sorry for you, my dear. You're going to go through a lot. You're going to go through a lot of hell. That is why when you drop the physical body, the mind goes with it. What I mean by dropping the physical body is that I'm referring to death. when you drop the physical body, the jacket, the body, the mind goes with it. That is why it is hard, or it's very, very cumbersome and difficult for you to remember your past life when you pick another form of body. Because the longer you leave the body down there, the more you forget your past life. So the brain, the mind is always going with the body, and the mind supposed to regulate the body. So make good use of your mind on this universe and life will be okay for you. Make good use of your brain and the planet Earth will be fine for you. Make good use of your sense and you will live better. The first stage of using the mind is the common sense. My dear, use your common sense and regulate your life, and life will be fine with you. Now, to proceed this talk, I want to tell you this. The planet Earth is the place where we run so many activities. Yes, this is where we run so many activities. This is where we need food. This is where we need sex. This is where we need clothes. This is where we need money. This is where we need houses. This is where we need better place to live because of the physical body. When you drop the physical body, there is no need for money. There is no need for clothes. There is no need for food. There is no need for sex. In fact, one of the reasons why we have sex is to reproduce, to continue the species of Homo sapiens. Brethren, what I want to tell you is this. Activities run on this planet Earth. Because of that, you can't stay without doing anything. Listen carefully. There is two ways to live your life on this planet. Two ways to live your life on this planet, because this is a planet of duality. And I explained to you why it is planet of duality. It is planet of duality because it is only planet that can contain the physical body and the spiritual body as well. So there is two ways to live on this planet. One, it's either you use yourself or someone use you. Asa, when I am a either say ube you soon, ana obibe you su. When I am a brawa. Asa, either you use yourself or someone use you. You can't get this until you put your common sense to use. It is only when you put your common sense to use that you will understand that here it is rather you use yourself or someone uses you. Now listen. There is two ways of using yourself as well. One, using yourself in a good way. And two, using yourself in a wrong way or in a bad way. But let me tell you one thing. In a real sense, there is no good or bad. There is only circumstances and events. So, if you use yourself positively, it is divine. When you use yourself in a good way, you are divine. When you use yourself negatively, it is fantastic. When you use yourself badly or in a bad way, it is fantastic. Do you know why it is fantastic? It is fantastic because you are using yourself. So you have a choice over yourself. You choose what you do with yourself. You choose where you go. You choose what you do. You choose people you live with. You choose people you work with. So when it is negative, it is fantastic. It is fantastic because it is you that is using yourself. When na we use and the choices na ebe fi mu aba no obefa. Choices na ebe fi mu aba no obefa because who na otu hu anamo we need the ho kan e na otu hu anamo nti the choice no result no ye papa emu amba no ye papa obefa ye bone a obefa ye de a obefa ye ya obefa. It is fantastic. You got nobody to blame. It is fantastic. So when you use yourself even wrongly and negatively, it is fantastic. Because what drink that ho una use you. But when you use yourself in a good way, you are divine. You are divine. That is about using yourself. But if you could not use yourself in either ways, you could not use yourself in good way, you could not use yourself in negative way, then someone will use you. Someone will use you. But you know, the pathetic aspect of someone using you is that they're not gonna use you in good. No. Nobody will use you in good. No. Nobody will use you in a good way. No. There is nobody on earth that will use you in good way. Forget it. Take it from me or leave it. Nobody on earth will use you in a good way. Let me give you a practical example of that. I think a lot of us as Africans or as humans, we have the idea of fishing. You know, when we go fishing, especially those of us who have lived in village before, when we go fishing, we put a small fish on the hook to lure the big one so that we can catch it. You see, we are using the small fish as a bait for the big one. Why are we not using our fingers? Why are we not cutting some of our flesh, put it on the hook to lure the other fish so that we can catch it? You see, we are using the fish, the small fish, to catch the big one. Yes, nobody is going to use you in a good way. No one. Don't deceive yourself. No one. Okay. Now, do you want to use yourself or you want to be used? When you use yourself, you have a choice. But when someone uses you, you don't have a choice. They push you into what you don't want. They ask you to do things they will not do themselves. If where they are using you or the corner they are putting you or the angle they are putting you is a good angle, why are they not going in themselves? This is the reality. This is the reality. People will use you wrongly. Let me give you one example. I believe all of us have heard the news of Boko Haram in Nigeria. A religious fanatic group killing people, killing everybody. They are killing Christians to an extent that they are even killing some of their own Muslim brothers. The founder of the movement of Boko Haram is known as Muhammad Yusuf. He's the founder before Shekau took over. Now, this founder of Boko Haram, Muhammad Yusuf, he is an Islamic scholar. And he recruits young men into the army of Boko Haram to fight for Allah, to fight for God, to fight for Allah. Let me shock you. All the young men Muhammad Yusuf was recruiting to fight for Allah, to fight for God or whatever, to fight for their religion and whatever, he never added his own children to it. Muhammad Yusuf's children were not part of Boko Haram soldiers or Boko Haram militants who are brutalizing and torturing and kidnapping people. His children were not part of it. Why? Is it that God told him that he doesn't like his children as religious army? That is why he excluded them out of the army, the religious militant army? No. Let me tell you, Muhammad Yusuf has his own ideologies. He has his own aims. And he thinks he can use other people's children to achieve it. He took his children out. He never recruited one single child of his into the militant and brutality, the militant of brutality of Boko Haram. Muhammad Yusuf never added his children. As we speak, he was killed, but his children were still alive in Nigeria and they are enjoying life. They are enjoying living. Is it that his children don't want 72 virgins? Is it that his children don't want food in heaven? Is it that his children don't want to go to Al-Jannah, heaven, as they call it in Arabic? No, that's not the point. The point is that anybody who wants to use you will use you badly and wrongly. That is the whole point. So what I'm telling you is this: put your common sense into use. When your common sense starts to work, you decide to use yourself. When you use yourself negatively, it is fantastic because you are on top of your game. But when you use yourself positively, you are divine. Choose any one of them, but use yourself. All the two ways of using yourself is okay. Use yourself negatively and you are fantastic because wadwin da ho una uye wade una udi wadwin ye nia upe ewo wabrabomu. It is fantastic. But when you use yourself in a good way, you are divine. But when someone uses you, you are damp. You are damaged. You are not part of humans anymore. The first step of realizing realities of life is common sense. I gave you the example of Muhammad Yusuf. It's enough. There are other examples. He never recruited his children. He was captured. He was killed. And his children are alive. His children was never part of the militants that are claiming to be fighting for Allah or fighting for God. His children were not part of it. Why other people's children? I just use this example to buttress my point. This is my conclusion. My dear brother, my dear sister, when you use yourself positively or negatively, you got no problem. When you use yourself positively, you are divine. When you use yourself negatively, it is fantastic because you are on top of your affairs. It is you that is doing whatever you want to do with your life. But when you be used, nobody is ready to use you positively. Whoever wants to use you will use you negatively. Someone will say, what about people who are under other people working? Someone is a cleaner in someone's house. Someone is a cleaner in the company. Let me tell you, when you are a cleaner, or when one is a cleaner in a house or in a company, it's not that they be used. They are working to earn their living. So when you are a cleaner, or when one is a cleaner, and the company owner or the staff or the boss or the landlord or the house owner want to look under you, and he thinks you are inferior, stand on your feet and let them know. Because as a cleaner, you and the house owner or the company owner are just like two-sided coin. You are offering a service which the house owner or the company owner don't have time to do it. And as a result of that, the company owner or the house owner pays you based on the offer you are offering. You are not inferior. You and your boss are two-sided coin. You are playing a role in your boss's life, and your boss is also playing a role in your life. It doesn't make you inferior. No. It doesn't make your boss superior. No. The job belongs to him, yes. But the space you are occupying, if you are to leave that space instantly, you will go through hell before someone will fill the vacancy. Who knows? Maybe your experience. Nobody will come. The new person coming in can never have the type of your experience. I'm not saying we should disrespect. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying let us put our common sense in use. So in life, the duality, it is either you use yourself or someone use you. When you use yourself positively, you are divine. But when you use yourself negatively, it is still fantastic because you are on top of your games, your mind is there, your sense is working. But when someone wants to use you, they can only use you wrongly, badly, negatively, and dump you. I gave you a typical example. Muhammad Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram, never added his children into the fanatic, militant, killing people around, kidnapping people, women and girls. He never had his children. Think of it. This is what I have for you. Watch it. If it is beautiful and you enjoyed it, share it for another humans should also enjoy it. I'm here for you. Share it for us. Live well. Protect yourself. Guide yourself. Use your common sense and use yourself. If you use yourself positively, you are divine. When you use yourself negatively, it is fantastic because you are on top of your game. But when someone uses you, you are not on top of your game. You are not human anymore. I greet you. Take care of yourself. I pray that the Mother Universe shower you with its blessings. Stay safe. Until we meet again, I say to you, bye-bye.